Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Hello, how are you doing? Are you ready to learn? Welcome to the program. We continue with the subject, social studies. The topic is democracy and human rights. In our last lesson, we studied the different forms of abuse of human rights. In our today's lesson, we are going to learn the importance of respecting human rights. By the end of this lesson, you should give reasons why it's important to respect human rights. So, learners, welcome to our today's lesson. The subtopic is importance of respecting human rights. Importance of respecting human rights. Why is it important to respect human rights? Learners, respecting other people's rights and freedoms is important in any society because of various reasons. We are going to study the reasons in our today's lesson. And the first reason is that, number one, it helps people feel free and secure in their country, where your human rights are respected. That is where a person's human rights are not abused. For example, the right to life, where your life, freedom, your right to life is respected, then you will feel secure because you don't feel threatened. You feel free. So, respecting human rights helps people feel free and secure in their country. Number two, the second reason why respecting human rights is important is that it enables human beings to fully develop their talents. It enables human beings to fully develop their talents. It enables human beings to fully develop their talents. People are also able to satisfy their spiritual and physical needs. For example, through the freedom of worship. We saw last time that human beings have freedom of worship, where your freedom of worship is not hindered or prevented. You are likely to satisfy your spiritual needs. All of us have spiritual needs. We ought to grow spiritually. And we grow spiritually through worship. So, the freedom of worship helps individuals to satisfy their spiritual needs. So, people, learners, fully develop their talents. The importance of respecting human rights, number 2, we've said it enables human beings to fully develop their talents. All right? People are able to satisfy their spiritual needs. People are able to satisfy their physical needs, and so on. Then the third reason is that importance of respecting human rights. Number 3 is that it enables people to carry out economic activities in an atmosphere of peace, and that encourages development. And this is possible because of freedom of movement. Freedom of movement. Respecting human rights enables people to carry out economic activities in an atmosphere of peace. It enables people to carry out economic activities in an atmosphere of peace, hence encourages development. Economic activities are like when people trading. Trading is the buying and selling of goods and services. When a trader goes to the market and or to the source of products, for example, in the farms. I've seen here in Nairobi where people buy vegetables from farms, then they sell in markets in Nairobi. That is an economic activity. I've seen in Nairobi where people buy meat from one point and sell to another point. That is an economic activity. We see people buying books from publishers and selling to parents and students. That is an economic activity. We see people offering services like hairdressing. Some of you go to the salon to trim your hair. That is an economic activity. We have seen people operating matatu business. That is an economic activity. These economic activities can only take place where there is freedom of movement. People have a right and freedom to move from one place to another. So where people's freedom of movement is not restricted, then human beings or people carry out economic activities in an atmosphere of peace. And that encourages development. It encourages development, economic development. Another example of an economic activity is where a person establishes a school where some of you move from your homes to that school to learn. That is an economic activity. So if you are not hindered from moving from point A to point B, then we say you are operating in an atmosphere of peace. An atmosphere of peace. That is when your human right of movement, of freedom of movement is respected. Respecting your freedom of your human rights means, respecting your human rights means that you are free, for example, to move from one place to another without someone abusing that right. So, respecting human rights enables people to carry out economic activities in an atmosphere of peace, hence encouraging development. And we have seen this is possible because of freedom of movement. Another point, number 4, is that respecting human rights helps special groups such as the disabled to receive fair treatment and equal opportunities. It does what? Respecting people's human rights helps special groups such as the disabled to receive fair treatment and equal opportunities. It helps special groups like the disabled. These are people living with disabilities. People with special groups, these are people with special needs. It helps people, special groups like this disabled, to receive equal treatment, or let me say fair treatment. Fair treatment, to receive fair treatment and equal opportunities. And equal opportunities. Respecting human rights enables special groups like the disabled to receive fair treatment and equal opportunities. Number 5, learners. The 5th reason why respecting human rights is important is because it helps the people to get what we call efficient services from the people in public places or from the government. It helps the people to get or receive efficient services from the government. It helps people get efficient services from the government or from the people in public offices. And this happens especially when the citizens enjoy the right to vote. Enjoy the right to vote because they can remove from office those leaders who are not serving them well. We can exercise that right to vote because it's our right. When that right to vote is respected, then we will receive efficient services from the government or from people holding public offices. Because through voting, we can remove those those public officers who are not serving our interests. Public officers, those who are holding public offices, like members of parliament, like the president, like the governors, the senators, women representatives, we can vote them out of office so that we get those individuals who will serve our interests, those who will offer us efficient services. But those who are corrupt can be removed from office because our human right to vote is respected. When the human right to vote, the right to vote is respected, then through that voting, through the exercise of that right, we can get efficient services from the government, or we can say people holding public offices. Those who are holding public offices. Another point is that number six, learners, number six, but my producer tells me my time is over. So learners, I'm going to stop at number 5 so that in our next lesson, we will continue with number 6, importance of respecting human rights. So learners, I want you to go through this lesson one more time, then answer this question. This will be today's revision questions or question. It is just one question. Give 5 reasons why it is important to respect the rights of others. When answering this question, close your exercise book, try and see if you can recall what you have learned in our today's lesson from your memory. You are allowed to go through the video as many times as you want, but when answering the question, don't refer to your notes. Thank you for attending our today's lesson, and may God bless you.